Hey, it's Cornelis from Your Band is a Business, the channel where I talk about the day-to-day realities of being an independent musician. Over the past couple of weeks, I've been running an experiment with Facebook and Instagram ads in order to promote my music on Spotify. Now, you might know YouTubers like Andrew Southworth and Tom Dupree who are advocates of this approach to promoting your music, and I'm doing it in a similar way to them, although with me, I'm not necessarily going after the most amount of streams for the least amount of money, so the cheapest stream available. And there's reasons for that I'll go into later. The reason why I haven't done this kind of thing before, at least at this scale, is for several reasons. The first two are, one is that I didn't have enough music released, so I didn't want to send people to my page if there were only one or two songs for them to listen to. Now that I have 10 songs released, I feel more confident that if people arrive there, they can listen to one song and then they can check out some other stuff. The second reason is that I didn't think I had any song that was closely comparable to something released by other artists, and obviously one of the best things you can do when it comes to targeting on these platforms is have an artist that you can, if people like this one, then they're gonna like my song, hopefully. Now, I did release a song which reminded me a lot of Lil Peep, and I thought, okay, if people like Lil Peep, then I think they'll like this song as well. So ideally I would have run these ads when I first released that song, but then I had that previous problem where I didn't have enough music out. Anyway, maybe for the future. When it comes to the whole setup, it's pretty standard. I've got my Facebook account with the pixel already, that was already all set up. I use ToneDen for the link and the landing page, so that is then on as part of my domain. There are videos about that, check out Andrew, he explains how to do that. And that was all pretty standard, and I build the Facebook campaigns, the Facebook and Instagram campaign myself, because I don't want to use the ToneDen inbuilt way of doing it. I don't really like that, so I just did that myself. That's how it was done. Let's have a look at the results. Right, we're in my Facebook ads account, and I'm not going to go in extreme detail about how to set this up because this is not a tutorial. You can find loads of tutorials online on how to set up Facebook campaigns to promote your music on Spotify, but in brief, it's a standard conversions Facebook campaign. The ads point to a ToneDen landing page where I have my Facebook pixel set up, and I let it run for a while at £40 a day, which is I think $55 a day initially, in order to get a bit of traffic, some conversions to get out of the learning phase, and then I dropped it down to £20, which is about $27 or something like that. So I started with one ad set initially, and the audience was 18 to 30, UK, USA, Ireland, and Canada, who show an interest in Spotify and also must match Lil Peep. Again, when it comes to the argument about testing different locations, so cheaper countries as were tier 2 countries, I can totally understand the argument for that. If you are going for maximum amount of streams in order to trigger algorithms and things like that, but I wasn't, as I said before, that was not necessarily my goal with this Facebook ads test, and the placements was manual placements, so I just did the main feeds of Facebook and Instagram. I started with a couple of different ads. It was the same creative in terms of the album, the single artwork, but with different snippets of music. Again, this is something that you would test normally. You would try different imagery, but I felt with promoting the single, a song, it's good to include the actual artwork, and that's something that you could try in the future. You could do maybe animations or something like that. So I did later do a test with story ads as well, as you can see here, and these are animated ones, so they look pretty cool. Anyway, so yeah, simple setup. This is the ToneDen landing page. just the artwork again, and a single link to my song on Spotify. And this is of course where the Facebook pixel is installed. And as a quick aside, here is the ToneDen dashboard, and it shows that 36% of people that viewed the landing page clicked through to stream the music, and apparently that's beating the industry average. Yeah, I don't know what people are usually getting, but I guess the expectations that people had when they clicked my ad were met mostly. Like a third of people were like, yeah, this is what I want to hear more of, and they clicked through to hear the song. The main test that I really did, besides creative at the end, was testing where I sent people. I properly started collecting what I think is realistic data is these 2 weeks here, and that again, I was sending people directly to the song on Spotify, and then 2 weeks after that here I started sending people to my Spotify profile, so not directly to the song. And then at the end here I switched to the story ads, and I'll talk about the results of those another time. Over here is a table. So I've collected the data in pounds, but I also did a conversion to dollars because I think most people will understand that better. Well, first thing I should talk about is the click-through rate. So the click-through rate on the ads overall was 0.79%, which is not great, to be honest. I think I would have liked it to be higher. 1%, 1.5% is something to aim for. Here I have collected. So there's at the top row is 2 weeks of sending people to the song, and then 2 weeks of sending people to the profile page. And the streams here, by the way, is all the streams, so not just for the song that I was promoting, Broken, but all songs. So let's go through the first section. So that was 2 weeks, right, of sending people directly to the song. So only 6 follows in those 2 weeks. And the results is when the Facebook pixel is triggered on the page. $600 and a cost per result of $464. That's high when you see what other people are trying to achieve. They're trying to achieve typically down towards 10 or 20 cents, and that indicates there could possibly be optimizations made when it comes to the targeting, or perhaps even the placements. Although, as you saw, I started off with very basic placements, but again, that's something perhaps to test in the future. The streams, overall streams, is was 221, so that includes my other songs. And here are my saves, 75 saves for 221 streams. As I said, these streams are for all my songs, not just the single. And we've got a cost per stream of $2.73, cost per save of $8, and a cost per follow of 100. Now, then I switched to sending people to the profile, so they had to, they were just on my profile. Now, Broken is the single that then had been receiving most streams, so it was up at the top of the list. And as you can see here, suddenly I got, in the same period, 2 weeks ago, I received 20 follows and even more streams, because people were then continuing to stream my other songs. But the save rate was much lower, only 50 saves for the amount of streams that I was getting. And here you have a cost per stream of 136, cost per save of 961, and a cost per follow of $24. Now, again, look, I 100% understand that the main optimization needs to happen at the point of getting that cost per result way down. And so to do that, test different targeting, test different ad creative. That is definitely something that I could have done. But again, slightly different focus for me this time, at least, is seeing, okay, how do people interact with me? And so for me, it's interesting to see that when people arrive on my page, they do stream other songs, but the save rate is much lower. Now, if I go over to my Spotify dashboard here, you can see the single broken at the top, and in the last 28 days 122 listeners and 95 saves. Now this is actually skewed because when I was initially sending people to the song itself, then the save rate was almost 100%. It was, and apparently that's very good. I don't know what other people were achieving, but for every person that listened, they would save it. So that shows that although yes, I was getting it was expensive to get those listeners or people to click through, it matched their expectations very well, and they liked, almost all of them liked the song enough to actually save it. Now the discrepancy here, 95 saves for 122 listeners, that started happening when I started sending people to my profile page. And yes, the upside was that they would listen to more songs and they would follow my Spotify profile, but they forgot to listen to my or forgot to save the song. Now my understanding is that it is better to have people follow you than, if you have to choose between the two, it's better to have more followers than saves. I think I'm right in thinking that, but if anybody has any different opinions about that, then please let me know. Here you can see, so the followers, so this only really started going up like this when I started sending people to the landing page. So that was interesting. So when I added 27 followers from 300 to 327 once I started sending people to my landing page. So that was interesting. To the Spotify profile page, I should say. Just a different way of looking at the listeners and streams. 3.9 stream per listener. I don't know if that's good or not. I'm interested to hear what other people find. And the saves and playlist ads, 58 playlist ads. I don't know if that's good. I thought I'd just do a quick calculation. So yeah, here you can see 3.9 streams per listener, 0.78 saves per listener, and 0.2 saves per stream. So I'm interested to know how that compares to other people. So that's 78% save per listener rate and a 20% save per stream ratio. Yeah, interesting. Not sure how that compares to other people. Let me know in the comments. So those were some of the results of my test. If I were to continue with this, I would definitely test the targeting, maybe some different countries, or the demographic targeting, so different artists that I think the song would appeal to, or fans of artists that the song would appeal to, or go broader like pop music and let Facebook determine who it thinks this song would appeal to. But in the back of my mind, there's still this idea of that by doing that, by chasing the most streams for the money spent, am I inadvertently training the algorithms, teaching the algorithms to go after particular people that I currently am not as interested in going after? And this raises the whole question of what kind of audience are you looking to build, and how this kind of marketing fits into that, helps you reach that goal that you have. Okay, so was this a success or failure? Well, it was an experiment, and as I said before, I wasn't completely following the method that these other guys, Andrew and Tom, Advocate, because from my point of view, from what I'm seeing of those guys, is that they are much more focused on getting the cheapest stream. And I get it, because that way you can get the maximum amount of streams for your budget. You can trigger the algorithm, discover weekly, that kind of stuff. And I completely understand that goal, but I just wonder if you take a step back and look at the whole marketing strategy that you have. I just wonder if that is the best approach, for me at least. The level that I'm operating at. I want to get 25 real fans in the next couple of months, right? So people that are really invested in me as an artist, and I just wonder if it's worth me spending time, money, and energy on getting millions of streams potentially in all these different countries where people are less likely to like become invested in me as an artist. And when I look at the socials of people like Tom and Andrew, most of the comments I see are from other musicians, and I don't see much interaction from music fans. Now, maybe I'm looking in the wrong place. Maybe I'm misinterpreting it. But I just wonder how much of those listeners are translating into somebody that's an invested fan, or if it's just stuff that's in the background. I don't know. Look, I really don't know. I just wonder about that. And then on top of that, of course, these YouTubers, they have the incentive because they have paid courses, they do consultancy work, and I don't have anything against that. It's great to make money. If ever I'm at a stage where I have something to offer, I'll happily do that, sell a course or do something like that. But you have to realize that they are incentivized to get big numbers, and then make money off of the back of that, not just from the streams, but from selling courses and that kind of stuff. So are they, it's that's the way to build the channel. And from my point of view, they are more successful as YouTubers than they are as music artists. Maybe I'm misinterpreting this. Maybe I'm putting too much weight on social media interaction and stuff like that. But I don't know. Would they be able to hold a concert? They say, okay, look, I've got 100,000 streams in, say, Mexico. What if they were to announce a gig down in Mexico? Would people turn up? Would people be interested? Would I don't know. I'm not 100% sure of that, and I think for somebody at my level, that's why I think it's better to spend money on photo shoots, music videos, artwork, community building. Yeah, I'm more interested in what people like Damien Keys and Jesse from Musicformation advocate, and they are more, they are advocates of building a community, interacting with people in order to get people invested in you as a person, as an artist, and that being a more robust way to grow a fan base rather than spending money on increasing numbers, which may or may not be something that is useful to you as an artist in the longer term. I don't think there's no room for paid traffic. I think there's room for that, and it's something I will do in the future. Remarketing, for example, is excellent because people are already following you, already interacting with you, already interested. And then if you have a new song out, well, you can use remarketing to make them aware of that. That's really useful. Also, the YouTube channel Indepreneur has some good ideas when it comes to helping people discover you as an artist. I really like some of their ideas, and they employ paid traffic as part of that. So it's certainly not something I'm just outright dismissing. I've done ads before, and I will again in the future. I'm just not 100% sure that I will spend much of my overall marketing budget on artist discovery, as it were, cold traffic, people that are completely unaware of me, just introducing to my music on Spotify. I'm just not 100% convinced that is the best use of my time, energy, and money. Anyway, I'm really interested to hear about your opinion. Have you run ads like this before? How did they work for you? Are you happy with the results? Are you happy with how it sits within your overall marketing strategy? Do you feel like those people are, real fans of you? Do you think that they are valuable in terms of like the growing yourself as a music artist, becoming more successful? Do you think it's do you think it's working in that way? Anyway, I'm very interested to hear what you think. Hit me up in the comments, and remember to like, share, and follow. Till next time.